Hello, everyone! It's a rainy day, but we're glad you're here with all of us to make it a bit sunnier. Welcome to the show. I'm Paolo del Rosario. Let's get you up to speed with some news that you could use right now.
Hello there, beautiful people. I'm Anne Asis-Carilo. We are here to bring you good vibes, unstoppable energy, and the best company.
Happy Wednesday. I'm Monique Tuzon. Anytime's a good time because it's always no fun with us. Join us for the next hour and a half for stories and conversations that matter. And yes, Paolo is right. We are the sun on this rainy Wednesday.
Wow. Bringing you the sunshine.
Yes.
Grabe, haba ng hair natin today, no? Ang haba ng hair natin
I'm
today.
Rapunzel today.
Sure.
Nagulat ka pa when you saw Anne's hair long when you walked in?
You know what's funny? Hindi. Hindi ako nagulat for some reason. Like, it feels like something that could happen. Naka-extensions today, of course, trying a different look.
Bagay.
Yeah.
Course,
Let us
diba?
know what you guys think. Anne with long hair or Anne with short hair?
It's like saying, like, do you prefer voice talent tita or Anne X-Studio?
Or Anne X-Carilo or Anne Asis-Carilo. Which
That is gone. Long gone. And X-Tilo.
daming alias ni Anne.
Daming alias.
Alias today.
Alias voice talent tita. But you know, we got a fun show today.
Yes.
Very informative show actually. Starting off on a lighter note, we're going to be talking about Sideshow the musical, and you actually know more about it than the both of us.
Yeah.
It's kind of like Greatest Showman, but grittier. Yeah.
Grittier.
So
I
if
don't-
you enjoyed Greatest Showman, you know, with the people in the circus, right? So that's what we're going to be talking about later on. We were supposed to have Jon Santos on the show, but we will be joined by two ladies from the cast, and I was talking to them a while ago, and they're just really so excited to share with us what this play is all about.
Yeah.
And we should be there. Oh my goodness.
We'll all watch.
Yeah.
We have so many plays and theater acts
And then
to
naman
watch.
tayo promising each other we're gonna go there.
But we have
We
gone.
have.
yeah,
have.
once.
No, Anne and I have gone more than you are
Twice.
always busy.
We went to the ballet together.
Yeah. We've been.
Complete with drinks after.
Yeah, it's a whole night affair.
No, I don't
We
drink
made
as
it in
much.
Cignal.
Sorry,
Wow.
guys.
Water on the rocks lang kami, no ba? But Papaw, anyway, on a more serious note, I heard that Taal can erupt anytime.
Yeah. That was a bit of music came out a couple of days ago from
Yes.
Fivox, but of course we're gonna get more details on that. Kasi syempre nakakatakot siya when you say that Taal Volcano is a bit more active. I remember 2020 in particular. That weird year, nagsimula tayo with an eruption from Taal, and then the pandemic hit a few months
that
after.
is crazy.
I'm not saying the same thing's gonna happen. I'm just saying that may konting I don't know, flashbacks when you think about the
No, it's
active
crazy.
Taal.
This July too, because apparently July 5th, there's like this parang manghuhula of Japan that he said,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
You saw that. It's all
Yes,
over.
yes.
Like there's a lot of
A
catastrophic
tsunami
events that
coming
are going to
in.
happen. So nobody booked their flights July 5
Actually,
to Japan.
No doom and gloom, and we're past July 5.
Yeah, that's why.
We're
So we
past
made
July
it. That's
5.
why.
So-
So
But the year, 2025, so it's just really scary. So
I think every year is scary.
that's true.
Every year is-
Pero
scary.
buti
You
na lang,
never know.
matapang tayong lahat. Diba?
you gotta live your life to the fullest. Ikaw lang yung matapang.
I
but
know,
us.
you know, Filipinos are so brave kasi kahit umuulan, bumabaha, they go
yeah.
out there.
Pumasok tayo.
Oo.
Dito tayo
Exactly.
ngayon.
You know what? We need to get those inflatable boats para kung baha, mag-row na lang
Mga
tayo
rubber
to work.
boat.
Yeah,
No, not
that's
even
true.
rubber. The inflatable pool boats.
Kaya nga, rubber boat nga yun.
Is it rubber?
Yeah, it's rubber.
No, the one.
Alright, so we're also going to be talking
Ano ba?
about love hacks later. Kasi
Oh,
right
exciting.
now,
Yeah.
this is super interesting because as a single person, like from a marriage standpoint, and then si Mo, single person din from marriage standpoint, sinasabi nga nila yung median age of
I'm
marriage.
still not over the
Wait
rubber.
lang, can you get over the rubber boat? Okay.
Again.
Yung median
Could
age
Google
of
this.
marriage is already going to get
Changing.
further and further, and it's I don't know, how old were you when you were married?
31.
Yo, you passed me and Pa. We passed you.
Oh, yeah.
To be fair,
31.
my parents are like 19.
Same.
Yeah, so I
Yeah,
mean, like,
because during that time, you know, yung mga lolo-lola natin, they would marry young and they'd have a lot of kids.
It is not rubber. I googled what are
Wow.
inflatable
She's not
boats
over
made
yet.
of?
This is
Synthetic
Pao.
polymer fabrics. It's a synthetic rubber nga. Ay.
Well, anyway, whatever kind of boat you need to bring, just to bring
I had
the
to double
floods,
check.
go ahead and do it.
Hindi ako makaget over. Kala ko ang bigat ng rubber.
Can you trust us?
I don't trust you. I have trust issues because of you.
We are the people that lived through Milenio, Ondoy.
Yeah.
We know rubber boats.
Okay.
Oh, naalala ko yung Milenio.
I
Oh
think
my
the rubber
gosh.
boats are those talaga that are used for the rescue.
Yeah, for rescue.
Yeah,
Yeah,
those
yeah.
are the more
Talking about the boat-
resilient boats.
I'm talking about for us personally, yung sa
Yeah,
pool.
get the rubber boat.
Sa pool, hindi
That's a
pwede
lighter
yun.
rubber. Kaya
Tataon
yan.
tayo.
Ikaw, Tato, hindi ako.
Okay, let's move on.
Please.
You know,
Let's see if they will row on the
Whether you-
rubber boat sa EDSA.
whether you go by boat or by car, let's go check out the situation in major roads at this hour, guys. Here's what's happening along EDSA Quezon Avenue flyover. Whoa, you can see the rain. On the left side are vehicles going to Quiapo, light to moderate traffic on that stretch. Opposite lane, right side of vehicles going to Quezon Memorial Circle. We got light traffic there as well. Now let's take a look this time at EDSA White Plains. On the left side of your screens are vehicles going to Shaw Boulevard. We're seeing moderate traffic already building up on that lane. Now on the right side are vehicles going to Cubao, light traffic on that stretch. Now, heads up to motorists. The expanded vehicle number coding scheme is in full swing. It's a Wednesday, so vehicles with license plates ending in 5 and 6 should be off the road right about now until 10 a.m. and again from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. Drive safe, everyone.
The MMDA says it will no longer enforce the odd-even scheme once the EDSA rebuild begins. MMDA Chairman Don Artes explains there are plans to use new technology to make the long-overdue project as hassle-free as possible. He also raised the possibility that EDSA may stay open during the rehabilitation work. The Public Works and Highways Department earlier said the massive makeover could begin in 2026. Is it going to be a rainy Wednesday all day long? Paolo has today's forecast from Weather HQ. Take it away, Pao Pao.
Thank you so much, Mo. Let's take a look at the local weather where the southwest monsoon, locally known as Habagat, continues to bring moisture-laden winds across the country. Now, over northern and western Luzon, occasional rain showers are likely. Over in Pangasinan, Zambales, Bataan, Occidental Mindoro, Batanes, and the Babuyan Islands up here in the north. Now, that may cause possible localized flooding. Meanwhile, for the rest of the Ilocos region, the Cordillera Administrative Region, mainland Cagayan, Central Luzon, Metro Manila, Cavite, Laguna, Batangas, Rizal, and the rest of Mimaropa, you can expect mostly cloudy skies with intermittent rain showers and thunderstorms, especially in the afternoon to the evening. Now, over down south in the Visayas region, cloudy skies will continue to dominate the Negros Island region, as well as Antique and Aklan, accompanied by scattered rain showers and isolated thunderstorms, which may bring brief but heavy downpours and gusty winds as well. Now, down south to Mindanao, Zamboanga Peninsula will experience similar weather conditions due to the southwest monsoon. So you can expect cloudy skies and periodic rains and occasional thunderstorms over in these areas. Now, for the rest of the country, including parts of the Visayas and Mindanao, these are not directly affected by Habagat, but you can still experience partly cloudy to cloudy skies, which will prevail with isolated rain showers or thunderstorms, mostly in the late afternoon or in the evening. So that is here in the south. You can see here the southwest monsoon more affecting Luzon and the Visayas region. Now, as for our sea conditions across our coastal waters, while no gale warning has been issued at this time, moderate to rough seas are expected, especially along the northern and western sections of Luzon. Now, wave heights here potentially reach up to 3.1 meters. These conditions may pose risks to small sea vessels, so make sure you stay safe. Now, for the rest of the country, light to moderate winds will prevail, generating waves ranging from 0.6 to 2.1 meters. Fisherfolk and passengers planning to travel by sea are strongly advised to exercise caution. Now, due to heavy rainfall in some areas, classes have been suspended in several areas across the country. In NCR, all levels, public and private, classes will shift to modular or online learning in Las Piñas City and Muntinlupa City. In Laurel, Batangas, all levels, public and private, In Cavite, classes are suspended in all levels in Nunez, Alfonso, General Emilio Aguinaldo, Kawit, Naik, Tanza, and General Trias. Now that is it for Weather HQ at the moment as we take a look at the classes here that were suspended. And back to you.
Thank you so much, Pao, for that weather update. Another potential witness to the missing sabungeros case comes forward. In an exclusive interview with Bilyonaryo News Channel, former Isabong agent and Calamba City Councilor Arvin Mangiat narrated how Atong Ang allegedly tried to have him killed in 2021.
June 29 ng madaling araw, mahigit alauna ng madaling araw, 1 a.m. Galing ako sa office ko sa bayan, pauwi. Tapos, nagsosolo lang ako noon, akong driver. Ayun, may humarang sa akin na dalawang Fortuner na itim, tsaka dalawang motor. Tapos, 6 na mga nakamahaba yung namumutok sa akin na malapitan. Siguro mga 2 di pa lang yung layo. Talagang ganun hindi masyadong malayo. 2 di pa lang. Tapos yung isa, pinasok pa niya yung baril sa akin, sa driver's side. Talagang tinutok na niya. Nasa kulang-kulang 200 na bala yung inubos nila sa akin doon.
Mangyat said that Dondon Patidongan, or alias Totoy, confirmed that it was Ang who was behind the ambush. He discovered that a few other ambushes were carried out with the same guns used with him. Mangyat and Patidongan are set to meet with Justice Secretary Boying Remulla in relation to the ongoing investigation.
In an exclusive interview on BNC's Agenda, Arvin Mangyat confirmed that police officers were involved in the ambush meant to kill him.
Nung po kasing ma-ambush po ako, medyo hindi naman po kadilima lang. So bilang isang pulis po, kilala ko rin naman po halos na po ng pulis dito sa Laguna. Magkikita-kita po kami. Kaya yung iba po doon, talagang namukhaan ko po yung iba.
He says he suspected as much as official investigations into the incidents were constantly stalled and went nowhere. Additionally, he alleges that friends still in active duty in the PNP told him that police operatives are the ones behind the disappearances of the missing sabungeros.
Wala po akong knowledge talaga dyan sa mga nawawalang magsasabong o kung sino man po ang mastermind. Pero yung mga gumagawa po dyan po mayroon po mga nagbubulong sa akin kung galing din po ako sa Intel Operatives na sila po yung mga nandudukot sa mga nawawalang magsasabong. Sila din po yung suspect ko talaga nung ambushing po ako, sila rin.
Mangyat also confirmed that he was involved in Isabong operations but can only theorize as to why he was targeted.
The identities of police officers linked to the missing Sabungeros case are slowly being unraveled. Of the 15 police officers under PNP restrictive custody, a source says 4 are commissioned officers or those in high ranks. Among them is a full-fledged colonel who once led CIDG Calabarzon, the region with the most reported disappearances of Sabungeros. He was named by whistleblower Judy Patidongan, or alias Totoy, as one of the key arresting officers in 2023.
Yes, siya yan. Pero katulad ng sinabi ko, hindi ko muna isiwalat lahat. Dahil mag-antay rin ako sa mga sasabihin ng abogado ko.
The other involved commissioned officers include a lieutenant colonel, a major, and a lieutenant. Meantime, Justice Secretary Boying Remulla says the suspected dumping ground has been identified, a fish pond in Taal Lake, said to be owned by a cop in Talisay, Batangas.
NBI Director Jaime Santiago says he feels vindicated after the main witness in the missing Sabungeros case clarified that the NBI had nothing to do with it.
Mahirap yun na suspected lahat kami dito. 'Di ba? Kaya yung pagbawi ni Totoy, pag-amin niya na wala namang NBI na-involved doon sa sabungero case na yan, ay maraming salamat sa kanya.
In an interview with BNC, Julie Patidongan alias Totoy pointed out who he thinks was behind the allegations against the NBI.
Director Santiago, sir, wag po kayo magpadala. Alam ko, naggawa-gawa lang yan ni Mr. Atong Ang para sirain ako sa inyo.
Former Ilocos Sur Governor Luis Chavit Singson denies any link to the case of the missing sabungeros. On Bilyonaryo News channels At the Forefront, Singson said he doesn't know Alan Bantiles alias Brown, one of the so-called whistleblowers. This despite a photo showing them with a large group dining at a restaurant.
No. Nagkita lang kami sa isang okasyon. Hindi ko kilala eh. Siyempre sa occasion, marami ako namimit na tao. Dami nga nagpapapicture sa akin, hindi naman makahindi. Meron pa rin ako nakapicture na drug lord. O yun nung po-picture sa'yo, drug lord. Hindi ko alam.
Singson was once linked to a wetting scandal during the Estrada presidency. Now speaking on the case of the missing sabungeros, he says those who cheat at any game should be punished, but that killings should never be on the table. He adds those behind the disappearances should be brought to justice and witnesses should be solid.
They have to be consistent. Kung anong sasabihin nila, dapat, kung hindi totoo yung sinasabi, madaling manito eh. Mahirap ang sinungaling. Tignan mo lang sa mata nila, kukurap yung pagkasinungaling.
Tsaka yung consistency siguro ng mga sagot po.
Baski tignan ako sa mata, hindi ako babago dahil totoo lang sinasabi ko. Mahirap ang sinungaling. At yun ang number one na ano ko sa buhay, hindi ako nagsisinungaling.
Singson also does not believe actress Gretchen Barreto had anything to do with the issue.
But I don't think kasama naman sa mga nangyari si Gretchen. Although magkasama sila, siyempre pag may nasabi man si Ato, hindi niya sasabihin kay Gretchen. Yes. I believe na investor lang si Gretchen.
The Foreign Affairs Department summons Chinese Ambassador Huang Qilian over China's travel ban on former Senator Francis Tolentino. Malacanang explains such actions by Beijing undermine mutual respect between the two sovereign states. Beijing barred Tolentino from entering mainland China, Hong Kong, and Macau, citing what it described as his egregious conduct on China-related issues.
The DFA conveyed to the Chinese side that while the imposition of such sanctions falls within China's legal prerogative, the imposition of punitive measures against democratically elected officials for their official acts is inconsistent with the norms of mutual respect and dialogue that underpin relations between two equal sovereign states.
The DFA also emphasized it is the mandate of elected officials like Tolentino to look into matters of national interest. Tolentino earlier led Senate inquiries on alleged Chinese spying. He had also pushed for laws asserting Philippine sovereignty over its maritime territory.
The department reminded the ambassador that as a democracy, the Philippines values freedom of expression. In the Philippines, adherence to the constitutional separation of powers among the three branches of the government, it is the mandate of senators and other elected officials to inquire on matters of national and public interests. The department remains committed to addressing differences through diplomacy and dialogue, and looks forward to continued constructive engagement with China to promote mutual understanding.
Former Senator Francis Tolentino is backing the DFA's move to summon the Chinese envoy over his travel ban. In an interview on BNC's Agenda, Tolentino insists he's not picking a fight with China, but merely defending the country's national interest. He says he was targeted for exposing Chinese espionage, Coast Guard aggression, and cyber attacks against the country.
Ako lang po siguro sa buong mundo ang napatawan ng isang sanksyon ng isang malaking bansa. Usually kasi pag nagsasanction, government to government yan eh.
And this
Ako lang
can
po yung
only be-
private individual.
Despite the escalating tensions, he says he has no plans to speak with the Chinese ambassador, noting that his actions are based on Philippine law and international rulings.
In world news, U.S. President Donald Trump broadens his global trade war, announcing a 50% tariff on imported copper. This in an effort to boost U.S. production of a metal critical to electric vehicles, military hardware, power grid, and many more consumer goods. U.S. copper futures jumped more than 10% after the announcement. U.S. pharmaceutical stocks also slid from the day's highs following Trump's threat of 200% tariffs on drug imports, which he said could be delayed by about a year. Other countries, meanwhile, said they would try to soften the impact of Trump's threatened duties after he pushed back Wednesday's deadline to August 1. The International Criminal Court issued arrest warrants for 2 Taliban leaders in Afghanistan. The ICC said there are reasonable grounds to believe that Taliban's supreme spiritual leader and chief justice have committed a crime against humanity. This pertains to alleged persecution on gender grounds against girls, women, and other persons non-conforming with the Taliban's policy on gender identity, or expression. Western diplomats say the Taliban's path towards wider international recognition is blocked until it changes course on women's rights. The Taliban has closed high schools and universities to girls and women and placed restrictions on their movement without a male guardian. It says it respects women's rights in line with its strict interpretation of Islamic law. A commemorative coin was unveiled to celebrate 5 decades of heavy metal pioneers, Iron Maiden. The 50th anniversary design features the band's infamous mascot, Eddie, and contains numerous hidden Easter eggs referencing their career. Iron Maiden is one of the biggest success stories in British music. They now join the ranks of musical royalty in the Royal Mint's Music Legends series. Other musicians in the series include Queen, Elton John, and David Bowie.
Now over in sports, eto na! Barangay Ginebra San Miguel and the San Miguel Beermen battled it out one last time for the remaining ticket to the PBA Philippine Cup Finals. The Gin Kings and the Beermen are set to collide in a crucial Game 7, the 2 best words in sports, tonight at the Smart Araneta Coliseum. Tip-off is at 7:30 p.m. Ginebra extended the semi-series to sudden death thanks to a brilliant series-saving performance from veteran court general L.A. Tenorio in Game 6 last Sunday. Whoever wins tonight will face a Grand Slam-seeking defending champs, the TNT Tropang 5G. Now, over in tennis, Carlos Alcaraz remains on track to complete a three-peat at Wimbledon. The defending champ averted disaster in the quarterfinals by eliminating Britain's Cameron Norrie in a 4-set showdown. The 22-year-old Spanish sensation is headed to his 8th Grand Slam semifinal. He seeks to extend his reign at the English grass court for the 3rd straight time against Taylor Fritz of the U.S.
Now in entertainment. The Metro Manila Film Festival unveils the first 4 official entries for its 51st edition, promising a new era for Philippine cinema. The first 4 entries include Call Me Mother, starring Vice Ganda, and Manila's Finest, featuring Piolo Pascual, Papa P. Meanwhile, real-life couple Carmina Villaruel and Zoran Legaspi will star in the film entry Reconnect, while Shake, Rattle, and Roll Evil Origins will feature a star-studded cast. This year, the festival returns to its classic 8-film format, with the remaining 4 entries set to be announced on September 30. Makati City will host the MMFF Parade of Stars for the first time this December. As the classic British rock band Oasis continues their hotly awaited reunion tour, a renowned mosaic artist reveals his portrait of the famous brothers. Made of hundreds of pieces of vinyl records, the portrait was made by one of the world's leading mosaic artists, Edward Chapman. Oasis broke up back in 2009 after an altercation within the band right before they were set to perform in Paris.
If boxing icon and former Senator Manny Pacquiao gets another biopic, he wants Hollywood star Mark Wahlberg to portray him. Speaking to TMZ, Pacquiao praises Wahlberg as a friend and a genuinely good person, someone he believes can tell his story well. He notes the actor has always watched his training. As to who is going to play the younger him, the People's Champ picked his son Jimwell, who's now exploring acting and is a boxer himself. Pacquiao is currently training in the U.S. ahead of his July 19 comeback fight against Mario Barrios in Las Vegas. Mark Wahlberg as Manny Pacquiao. Can you picture it?
This was our banter last night din sa agenda.
He will have to learn also the accent of Manny Pacquiao.
Okay, sandali lang.
Let's hear Pao's input.
Hold on. Can we keep that then? Eh, kay Mark Wahlberg at kay Manny Pacquiao. Okay. Wait, you do
Kaya
realize
ba?
that Mark Wahlberg is not the person in the middle,
No,
right?
no, there.
Okay.
That's Mario Lopez.
Okay.
That's
Wait
Mario
lang.
Lopez.
Mark
In the middle.
Wahlberg, Manny Pacquiao.
Wait. Let Pao talk. Hold on, wait. Let's hear.
Manny. Pare, he can make it, but he can't be you. I don't know how to say this right eh.
No, Karina even said nga last night on agenda, because this was also our banter
Yeah.
topic, that his son Jimwell, who looks very Filipino and very like Manny Pacquiao,
There you go, right?
is playing the younger Manny.
Younger
So,
Manny.
paano
And
naging
then
white
he grows
si
up-
Jimwell?
He grows up to be Mark Wahlberg. How amazing is that? That you start off as Pinoy,
Sana
and then when you
everybody
grow
grows
up,
up as
you're
Mark
this
Wahlberg.
Hollywood star.
Direct, tingnan mo nga yung position ni Pao Pao.
Kasi ganito yan.
Kasugat nga, tingnan mo.
Anything's possible in movies.
If you
Alam
just
mo,
believe.
Makeup is so good,
I
di
believe
ba?
I believe in glow-ups, okay? I really do. Pero it's the evolution of man we're asking for, in the sense that
Yeah.
tipong like you change from one thing to a completely different. But
Oh, you never
again,
know. Baka
again,
nasobrahan na.
malay mo,
Baka
malay mo.
No, listen. This is the explanation why si Mark
Go.
nasobrahan sa gluta si Manny.
Hindi! Ano sa
Parang
no,
hindi pa rin.
no.
Kasi I know
No.
guys who take
No.
a lot of
Pumuti.
gluta regularly. Hindi
No.
umaabot sa ganong level.
No. Maybe, to be fair, maybe they've been hanging out a lot, and the more that they hang out, they look each other more like each other more, right? I don't
Like
know.
us?
Who
Are
do
we
you
looking
think-
like each other
who do you
ba? The
think-
more we hang
No,
out
sorry.
every morning?
No.
What?
Who do you think will be the best
Look,
guy to
Jimwell
portray?
is actually a good
His
choice. I mean,
kids,
adult
they look
Manny.
just like him.
I mean, like, well, if you're going to make a film about Manny, aren't you starting from when he was fighting against Ledwaba? Or
So his son,
Barrera?
what's the name of his other son that looks more like him? Not si Jimwell.
Oh,
the other one.
Jimwell looks like him.
No, they look
Michael,
like him. Si
yeah,
Michael,
I guess,
pwede
yeah.
din.
No,
Kasi
I mean,
he
like-
looks just like Manny.
Okay, no, but then I just wanted to clarify. I think Mark Wahlberg is a great choice to help make the movie.
Yes,
Yeah, but not
yes,
to play.
like as a
Baka nga, mas
producer.
okay siya na Freddie Roach eh.
Actually, he
Yeah.
looks more like
Yes.
Freddie
More
Roach.
like Freddie Roach. Baka
Yes,
parang the movie.
actually.
Maybe we're lost in translation.
Oo, we translated the Tagalog long. Freddie Roach yan.
Right? More like Freddie Roach. Actually, Mario
trying to
Lopez
think
nga can
of a-
play Manny Pacquiao eh.
Pwede.
Pumogi.
Pumogi. Uy, grabe kayo kay Sir Manny.
I love Senator Manny Pacquiao.
I love Manny.
I love Manny Pacquiao.
I think he's going to win.
He's going to win.
He's gonna win. He's gonna win. But alam mo, movie-wise, Mark Wahlberg can be there as Freddie Roach.
Oh,
Feeling
pero
ko.
we'll
Feeling ko.
deliberate. Who can play Manny Pacquiao? Who do you think, Anne? Ikaw yung
Hollywood
ano?
ba or local?
Local.
Local, maybe, yung medyo kamukha niya, I think it's gonna be Lito Lapid, but he's a little bit older.
Let's go for the right age. Younger.
Si
Anne,
ano,
showing her age na naman.
And then, I'm looking at the features eh. Si Coco Martin, maybe.
Younger.
Younger?
Because you have to, Pacquiao was fighting at like
Yeah, at
early
like 14.
20s.
No, not 14.
No, like
but
19,
he was training when he was
19,
like
20,
mga
21 years old. So it has to be younger. Again,
Enchong D.
Younger!
Younger than Enchong D?
How old is Enchong D?
Bata pa si Enchong D.
How old is Enchong
Enchong D, I feel. Magba-bulk up lang
Sige,
dapat siyang
we'll
konti.
deliberate on
No,
this.
you have to lose weight. Because he was
He was so
100
skinny
Oo,
before.
perfect. Kasi
120.
Enchong D is payat na.
Lightweight siya before.
Lightweight talaga si Enchong D. I feel Enchong D.
Okay.
Yeah, even the features.
Manny was a bantamweight.
Uh-oh.
Really
A
think about
bantamweight
what a
pala.
bantamweight. Anyway, we can go on.
Let's deliberate. If you guys are
Guys,
watching,
let us know what you think.
know.
Let us know what you think. Kasi sa totoo lang,
We're stuck. We
can-
don't know who.
Yeah. To be fair, we might not actually be the right people
Probably
to,
not.
to cast this.
Probably not, yes. But while you guys deliberate, an upcoming musical is bringing its own twist to a beloved Broadway classic later this month. We speak to the cast members of Sideshow, the musical, Castro and Reine Paisley after the break. It's a beautiful day. We'll be right back. Don't go away. Hi there and welcome back. You're still watching It's a Beautiful Day. An upcoming staging of a beloved Broadway musical is set to hit the Philippine stage later this month. Veteran theater icon Jon Santos brings his signature flair and pizzazz to Sideshow, the musical, running from July 26th to August 17th in Makati. Joining us are two members of the cast, Castro and Reine Paisley. It's a beautiful day.
Where do I look?
Reine and Faye. There's the camera. There you go.
There it is. Hi. Good morning. It's a beautiful day.
Good
indeed.
morning.
It really
And
is.
yes, it's even more beautiful with two beautiful ladies
Oh my.
joining us this morning.
Thank you for having us, really.
So you're part of Sideshow the musical.
Yes.
It's your first time to work with the Jon Santos.
Yes.
Can you tell us how did you react when you got that call? Maybe when you were first told that, hey, you're part of Sideshow.
You want to go first?
Yeah. Okay. Faye goes first.
No, you start first because I'm not gonna start.
All right.
Okay. Actually, so getting the call regarding being part of the show. Actually, this is my first ever professional production
Wow,
in theater.
congratulations.
Thank you. Because I've worked in theater for a while already. It's
Okay.
been like a decade, but behind the scenes and really just working on the sidelines. But here I'm in the Sideshow now, and being part of the show with Jon Santos. When I found out, I was like, oh my gosh, this is gonna be crazy. And it's been such a wonderful experience just having him in the cast. He's such a delight. He's such a delight. He's such a beautiful person to be around
Yeah.
and also to work with in scenes. Absolutely, just what a gem to have.
What about you, Faye?
Gosh. So a little bit of backstory about me meeting Jon Santos. I've never met him before, but there are only very few Tagalog movies I've ever watched because I grew up with like English movies.
Yeah.
So one of the only Tagalog movies I've ever watched is Tanga and Chos. And and so I found out that Jon Santos was doing theater when he did El Bimbo.
Yeah.
And so I was like, oh gosh, it would be the highlight of my career if I get to work with Jon Santos.
Yeah.
And when I found out he was in the cast, girl, I was like, we were together.
Yeah.
I was just like, dreams happen. Dreams come true. Yeah. So Jon is just such a wonderful castmate. Just an endless well of sage wisdom.
Yeah. Yes, that's so true. We've had him on the show
Yes, we did.
last
Yeah, I
night.
missed him.
Yeah.
But for those who are unfamiliar, let's take a step back. What is Sideshow all about, and how is this staging, the Philippine staging, unique?
So Sideshow is a musical about a pair of conjoined twins, Daisy and Violet Hilton. They actually did exist in history.
Yes,
Yeah.
the real life conjoined twins.
Yes. And the story basically follows their career and the people that they interact with, work with along the way.
Yeah.
Reine, I want to go back to the fact that this is your first professional debut coming into this one. But you've mentioned that you're part of the whole theater scene for a while. And we all know for a fact that every part of the production matters. Like every part is a big cog in the whole machinery that is the show, that is the production. I mean, jumping from that to this, how's that transition like for you?
It's been surreal. Honestly, I mean, like we're 2.5 weeks from opening, and we actually just did like one of our run-throughs recently in rehearsals, and I just stared at her after we finished it. It's like, it's happening. I still can't believe that I'm gonna be finally performing, because I'm a performer at heart, but to finally do it professionally has been, again, it's surreal. I feel like I can't really grasp it until we officially open. But it's been amazing, really, to have also this as my first production. The cast, entire crew, they're so wonderful. Faye is just one of my beautiful castmates, inside and out, and they're all so talented. Grabe. I mean, we have Tanya Manalang, Mary Nor Madamesilla, Crystal Kane, Molly Langley, Reba Didera, CJ Nabata. It's what a cast to have this as the first production. So I'm so blessed to really just be part of Sideshow.
And I see how you guys are really getting along. You guys basically are twins, I feel like. But y'all play conjoined twins. I'm so interested. How did you guys prepare for that role?
Oh no, they're
Emotionally.
They're not the
Thank you so much.
No, that's not us.
I was like, oh, I guess they're like perfect. Like you guys
No, they
are
look like twins, but they're not.
They're not twins.
We could be. We could.
Y'all could be. But how did you guys prepare your roles?
Sorry, we could be. But we are playing the other performers in the freak show. So we all have our own acts for the show. We'll be. We have lots of tricks up our sleeves. But we can't talk too much about it because
that makes sense.
Because we wanted to. We were talking off air earlier about it, really coming into a show blind and not knowing too much about it, because the magic really just takes you away into a different world, and that's what we're really excited to do for our audience.
And if you want to find out what that magic is, tickets
gotta
are
go.
available.
No, that's coming up soon. But I want to talk about the creative team here, because Tof de Venecia also a big part of it again. So when we talk about the direction he brings, can you tell us a bit more about how he's bringing everything together?
Oh man, this is being produced by the Sandbox Collective, and Sandbox is called Sandbox for a reason. It's such a playground. It's been so collaborative with the entire cast and crew. Toff is so open to all of our ideas. It's been such an interesting experience, actually, and because not many directors are so open to other notes from us cast or even other crew. But here our voices are really heard, not just like the show itself, wherein we're trying to advocate and really give a voice to people who feel othered in society, but in the cast, in making the show, we have a voice and really making this show our own.
And he really makes sure that we're heard. In a sense that he does take each and every one of us aside, like on private time, to actually work on our characterizations and our lines. And he does something with us called actioning, which has been so helpful in learning the material and giving depth to the characters and the scenes that we do.
And what's actioning? What do you guys do?
It's a British acting style. I blank you.
I
exactly.
blank you.
I blank
Like
you.
I kiss you. I hug you. I tell you.
Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm a bit rusty. It's when you have a line and then you have a line and then you characterize the line with the action, I blank you.
Exactly. So you're setting more of an intention with it. So that's been something new that I learned. And it's been so helpful.
That's so interesting, because I'm so happy Toff is bringing that in. That's an old repertory technique used by Michael Williams, Mechan Lachenko Yulo. So it's such a great experience, I'm sure, for all of you. But let's talk about EJ Yatko as well, because EJ, musical directions up there as some of the best in the Philippines. How has the experience been like?
EJ's so meticulous.
and we love it.
It's great for us
Yeah.
because sometimes you don't realize that you're not blending, and he will tell you. And then when you actually fix it, you hear and you hear how together we sound, and he's just so meticulous.
Okay.
And it's so appreciated.
And adding more character to each song. Again, it's sometimes we sound great, but the way his notes, the way he directs us, we bring more character and more life out of the song. And again, Sideshow's music in itself is, you have to hear the orchestration of the 1997 version, because this is actually, the staging that we're doing is the first professional staging of the 1997 version of Sideshow, since there was the 2014 version on Broadway. But the material's slightly different. It's a little more glamorized. This one, it's grittier, but in the music also, it's so much, I personally find it's richer.
I agree. I agree.
And this play tackles topics like family, love, hope, sisterhood, life as persons with disabilities. What has this taught you about performing, or even about yourselves? Let's start with Faye.
Being in the show has made me a lot more aware of how all of us tackle our lives and our careers so differently based on our capabilities and our everything. And in the research that we've done into the show, in the people that we want to advocate for in the show, because all of us have someone that we want to advocate for.
Yeah.
I learned a lot more about the people that we're advocating for. And it's such a privilege to be able to do work that's so lovely, do material that's so well written, but also just develop ourselves as people. So yes.
Yeah.
Well, sorry, I just want to jump in on that, because the story involves with performer Sideshow, right?
Yes.
And some people, I think the term back then would use it as a freak show.
Yes.
But then when you take a look at, you're playing those quote-unquote freaks right now, how does that make you feel being part of that entire process, jumping into those boots, those shoes, and really living out what they had to live out? And of course, how did that change your perspective of people who are seen as a sideshow, as a freak show, as a oddity?
Yeah. Honestly, it's a lot. We have to remind ourselves also when we were doing workshops, even before rehearsals, that we will never fully understand, of course, what and feel what people at the time in the 1930s, and even in more recent years of being part of what we call the freak show. We'll never understand how it is to be othered and to be just shunned by society at some point, but to really try and get ourselves into that character and bring again more flesh into our character. It's heavy, but it's been so enlightening also, really, just learning more about ourselves, because it helps us also try to see the world in a different way, and to be more empathetic really about how people are around us and how we can also now, again, give a voice to these people, whether we're part of it in some way or another. We could be an other in one society and maybe not in another, but yeah, it's just been so enlightening.
And I can't wait. I know, Faye, you've been waiting for this moment. This is your moment now. You can look at the camera and go ahead and invite our audience to watch you guys.
Hi, please come and watch. There.
That camera.
Hi, please come and watch Sideshow the musical.
Yes, we open July 26, running all the way to August 17 at the Power Max Center Spotlight Black Box Theater at Circuit Makati.
Tickets available on tickettome.net/Sandbox
Sideshow. And if you want more information, please follow at the Sandbox Co. on Instagram, Facebook. We're all over socials, and get updated because again, we're opening in 2.5 weeks. That's crazy.
All right, Pao, and let's leave. They took our show.
Hindi naman rehearse yung spiel nila.
You know, this is exactly why we thought you were the twins.
Yeah, y'all literally are so joy, I swear.
Thank you.
In sync.
we are
We kind
sisters.
of are, though.
We are sisters in theater. So.
Well, thank you
it.
so much for your time. We are definitely going to be there. Thank you for joining us. Faye Castro and Reine Paisley, cast members of Sideshow the Musical, happening from July 26th to August 17th. Thank you, ladies.
Thank you.
so much for having
Thank you for
us.
having us.
Well, before they take our jobs, we've got more stories for you after the break. It's a beautiful day. We'll be right back. Welcome back. You're still watching It's a Beautiful Day. We have some more news for you. Malacanang calling out Senator Mig Zubiri for calling the impeachment trial of Vice President Sara Duterte a witch hunt. Zubiri claims the 2028 elections might be a factor in efforts to impeach the vice president. But the palace insists the upcoming national polls have nothing to do with it.
Tama po yung dating sinabi ni Senator Cheese Escudero na umiwas sa ganitong mga klaseng mga pananaw dahil minsan nakikita kung saan sila kumikiling. Witch hunt ang sinasabi nila tungkol sa impeachment trial ni hindi pa nga po nakakapag-start ng trial. So parang isang judge na nagsabing hindi na siya guilty habang hindi pa dinidinig ang anumang ebidensya.
While Zubiri called it a witch hunt, the former Senate president says he is against the outright dismissal of the impeachment complaint against VP Sara.
Senator Bongo concerned over the decision of some private hospitals to not accept guarantee letters issued by government officials to indigent patients. The Private Hospitals Association of the Philippines earlier said some of their members have suspended accepting GLs due to delays in payment under the Health Department's Medical Assistance Program. Go, who headed the Senate Health Committee during the 19th Congress, acknowledges the challenge hospitals face in operating without sufficient cash flow. He urges the DOH to settle the dues and clarify the cause of the delay, saying it could cost lives.
Senate presidency secured. Senator Jinggoy Estrada says the race for the leadership is all but over, with solid backing now behind SP Cheese Escudero. As Hannah T tells us, committee chairmanships are also taking shape.
A new resolution is making rounds in the Senate, one that backs Cheese Escudero to stay on as Senate President. Senate President pro tempore Jinggoy Estrada confirms that the resolution has enough signatures. Only 13 votes are needed for Escudero to be retained as Senate Chief.
We have enough numbers, more than 13, I suppose. And I think Senate President Cheese Escudero is already secured of having his next term as Senate President.
Estrada says there may be no need to worry that senators will change their mind.
Meron pang 2 linggo. Anything can still happen, but I think itong 2 weeks ito, siguro total na pirma na sila. I hope they don't change their minds.
The Senate may simply make a notice on July 28 that Escudero already has the majority. As for other leadership posts, Estrada says he's open to remaining as pro tempore, while Senator Joel Villanueva may be the next majority floor leader.
Depende sa aking mga kasamahan kung gugustuhin pa nila ako maging Senate President pro tempore.
When it comes to committee chairmanships, Estrada defends Escudero's picks, including Senators Mark Villar, who may have the Committee on Public Works, Senator Erwin Tulfo, who may get the Committee on Social Services, Senator Bam Aquino on the Committee on Basic Education, and Senator Kiko Pangilinan on the Agriculture Committee. He says all of them are qualified based on their experience and advocacy. And as for finance, Estrada says it will likely go to Senator Sherwin Gatchalian, who will replace former Senator Grace Poe. And while there are talks that the Duterte bloc may support Escudero, Estrada simply reiterates the numbers are there. Senator Paolo del Rosario, a known Duterte ally, earlier lauded Escudero's leadership. Hannah T., Bilyonaryo News Channel.
The jobless rate falls to 3.9% in May, its lowest in 4 months. That's 2.03 million unemployed Filipinos, down from 2.11 million last year. But underemployment rose to 13.1%, with 6.6 million Filipinos needing extra work to make ends meet. Labor force participation hit a 20-year high at 65.8%, nearly half of which are employed by private firms. Services still dominate jobs at 62%, followed by agriculture at 21% and industry at 17%.
Despite global uncertainty and rising risks, Insular Life posted solid income gains, showing resilience as the country's oldest Filipino-owned insurance firm processed the 114-year mark. G. Baroga reports.
2025 kicked off with a lot of noise, from escalating global tensions to another round of tariffs under a Trump comeback. But for insurance provider InLife, the numbers still sing a strong note. InLife reports a steady financial growth for 2024, showing stronger numbers compared to the previous year. A 2% growth in income may seem modest, but in today's volatile climate, that counts as a win. InLife President and CEO Raul Litawa credits this momentum to stronger insurance sales and smart investments in what he calls debt securities. He says they are in better shape now despite all the headwinds.
On the top line, our sales across all channels have been registering double-digit growth. And we continue to receive commendations and awards for customer service. That for me is the most important thing, that we should be always head and shoulders above the rest when it comes to service because, again, we are a mutual company.
Litawa also hints at new products launching soon, designed to complete their portfolio of financial protection for Filipino families. But the world isn't just facing economic pressure. InLife Executive Chairperson Nina Aguas says they are also keeping a close eye on the rapid rise of technology.
New technologies, especially artificial intelligence, are transforming how we live, how we work, and how we connect. These changes bring about both promise, but more pressure. They've stirred hope, but mostly anxiety.
InLife isn't just counting profits, it's also counting connections. As it celebrates its 115th year, the company hosted Harmonies in Life, a night of music and meaning for clients and partners.
This is what insurance is meant to be. A presence in uncertainty, a promise of protection, and a partnership you can trust, not just in easy seasons, but especially in the difficult ones.
For Litawa, it's also a celebration of love for their clients, for Filipino culture, and for the arts.
The arts, I think that's one of the things that binds us together as a nation. And we'd like to be very much active in arts and then music. And many of our policyholders actually enjoy, especially they enjoy concerts like this, presentations like this.
The concert featured performances from the Opera Bells and the Manila Symphony Orchestra, with a special appearance from megastar Sharon Cuneta. Income is up, morale is high, and for InLife, the music plays on even in a world out of tune. G. Baroga, Bilyonaryo News Channel.
Get an update with Taal Volcano with ViVox Director Dr. Teresito Bacolcol on Weather HQ when we return. It's Beautiful Day. We'll be right back. Welcome back. You're still watching It's a Beautiful Day. This is Weather HQ. Now, Taal Volcano remains under alert level 1, but signs of unrest continue to raise concern. Now, since July 6, PHIVOLCS has been monitoring a persistent volcanic tremor and rising seismic activity. Now, to give us a clearer picture of what these signs could mean and what the public should do, we speak with Paolo Reniva, a resident volcanologist of Taal Volcano Observatory from PHIVOLCS. Magandang umaga, Sir Paolo. It's always a beautiful day.
Good morning, sir. Good morning po.
Sir Paolo, let's start off first with, of course, what is happening with Taal. A few days ago, there was news that did come about that there is more activity and a potential eruption ng Taal Volcano. Where do we stand right now at this moment when it comes to yung activity sa Taal Volcano?
Yes, sir. So, last Sunday, July 6, at 3:37 in the morning, nakapag-record po tayo ng tremor. So, yung tremor po na yun continues. So, in the afternoon, nung July 6, nag-release po ng advisory ang PHIVOLCS regarding the tremors, tapos possible interpretation nung pwedeng idulot ng tremor na yon. So, PHIVOLCS said that the possibility of a minor phreatomagmatic eruption or a phreatic eruption may occur. Kasi at the same time, simultaneous with yung occurrence ng tremor, yung previous day's measurement ng SO2 ay medyo mababa, which may indicate na napaplug yung singawan ng mga volcanic gas, specifically yung sulfur dioxide kasi yun po yung mini-measure natin. So, ang nangyari kasi doon is, prior to that, nung June 15, nagkaroon ng mahinang phreatic eruption sa Taal early in the morning also, at 5:55 in the morning. Kaya at noong time na yon, medyo tumaas din po yung real-time seismic amplitude or RSAM. Kaya nung Sunday, nung pagtaas ng RSAM at due to assessment na yung mga previous days measurement nga po ng SO2 bumaba, so nag-release po ng advisory ang PHIVOLCS na may possible pressurization sa Taal Volcano.
How has the situation changed, Sir Paolo, since the increased readings a couple of days ago?
As of today's bulletin natin, continuous pa rin po yung tremor. So although bumaba na siya, yung amplitude niya or yung seismic energy niya medyo bumaba na po. Pero yung sa SO2, ongoing pa po yung survey for today.
Sir, right now nasa alert level 1 ang Taal Volcano ngayon. What are the prerequisites to actually raise and elevate to level 2? And of course, what are we seeing right now at the moment when it comes to yung changes along the crater activity, and of course the gases steam in the surface po?
So for an alert level 1 status ng Taal Volcano to be raised to alert level 2, so there should be more mas maraming earthquakes, volcanic earthquakes madidetect natin, mas mataas yung SO2, may mga phreatic eruption na mas medyo may kalakasan. Yun po yung mga prerequisite para i-raise sa alert level 2. Kasi sa alert level 1, which is considered as low level unrest, although may meron din mga occurrence ng phreatic eruption, may mga volcanic earthquakes, at may sulfur dioxide na emissions na detected tayo, medyo mas mababa po yung threshold as compared to alert level 2.
How does this particular activity compare to other periods of unrest that we've had in recent years?
In 2021, after nung 2020 eruption, nagkaroon na rin po tayo ng mas maraming mga tremors. At yung mga activity nun po, yung maraming tremors, mga low-frequency volcanic earthquakes, yung mataas yung measured SO2 natin. Nag-lead po yun nung halimbawa, nung July 1, 2021, nagkaroon po tayo ng phreatomagmatic eruption sa Taal Volcano. At the same time, sa yung mga succeeding periods, nagkaroon po tayo ng mga phreatic eruptions. So, same po, nung June 16, May 29, at noong February 16 this year, nagkaroon pa rin po tayo ng mga phreatic eruptions. So, Kaya nga po yung observation doon is nung tumaas yung real-time seismic amplitude measurements, nagkakaroon po ng mga mahinang or minor periodic eruption. So, kaya naglabas ng advisory is to forewarn the public po na ng ganung possible activity po.
Speaking of the public, we all know that Taal and the surrounding area, especially the Tagaytay area, talagang dinudumog ng mga turista. And of course, it is a high residential area. What danger does the current stage of Taal and the current activity level of Taal pose to the residents and tourists around the area?
Yung current activity is limited lang po sa Volcano Island. So, wala naman pong possible effects sa surrounding communities o municipalities and cities, including sa Tagaytay City. So, wala naman po kami nakikitang escalation ng hazard na pwedeng umabot po sa mga lugar na yan po.
When it comes to alert level 1, syempre may mga tao pa rin that kapag nakita na, alert level 1 ngayon yung Taal. What safety measures should they take just in case it will elevate? And of course, for those wondering, ano nga ba yung mga tamang gawin when we are at an alert level 1?
So, ngayon po sa status ng Taal Volcano na alert level 1 and given yung prevailing activity niya na may tremor at may SO2 gases, ang recommendation ng PBOLX is for Taal Volcano Island as ma-maintain yung non-permanent habitation zone niya. Wala pong mag-venture sa Volcano Island kasi yun po mismo yung at least yung area na yun, yung volcano mismo po. Pero outside that po, wala naman kami nakikitang possible hazards.
Well, with this being at alert level 1, has there been any coordination po with any other LGUs and of course government agencies in terms of monitoring yung activity ng Taal Volcano?
PBOLX naman po is very active sa Office of Civil Defense, sa Provincial Disaster Risk Reduction Management Office ng Batangas, at sa mga local government units, sa Coast Guard, sa PNP Maritime Group. So, continuous naman po yung coordination nila with us.
Thank you so much. That's Paolo Reniva, the resident volcanologist of Taal Volcano Observatory from PBOLX. Maraming salamat. We really appreciate you being here and of course sharing your insights and of course all of this pertinent information. Maraming salamat po.
Okay, salamat din po. Maraming salamat. Thank you.
All right, so that is it for Weather HQ at the moment. And back to you.
Thank you so much, Pao. Now, is today going to be your lucky day? Let's go find out from our resident energizer and feng shui master, Hans Kua, in our horoscope of the day. Take it away, Master Hans.
Good morning! It's a beautiful day with me, Master Hans Kua. Ito po ang horoscope for Wednesday, July 9. Para sa mga pinanganak ng Year of the Rat, maganda ang benta kung mag-offer ka ng waterproof na bags o rain cover online. Green at 4. Punta naman tayo kay of the Ox. Mapapansin ni boss ang effort mo sa trabaho. Pink at 7. Kay Year of Tiger, magbaon ng ginger candy o herbal tea. Protection yan against sore throat mo. Blue at 6. Rabbit naman tayo, may bago idea na pwedeng i-pitch. Gamitin mo ang lakas ng creativity mo. White at 2. Kay Dragon, bawasan ang kape, uminom ng mainit na tsaa para sa baga. Silver at 8. Kay Snake naman tayo, magiging tulay ka sa isang misunderstanding sa opisina. Yellow at 9. Ito na! Kay of the Horsey, maganda ang team energy. Maayos ang trabaho. Red at 1. Punta naman tayo kay Year of the Sheep, uminom ng calamansi juice sa umaga, natural na panlaban sa sakit. Purple at 3. Sa mga Year of the Monkey naman na may kita sa pagbenta ng candles, room spray, o mga relaxing items. Gold at 5. Kay Year of the Rooster, may confession na magpapainit ng puso mo ngayong cuddle weather. Gray at 6. Sa mga Year of the Dog, try mo ang pagbenta ng umbrella o payong, rental o buy and sell online. Jackpot yan! White at 7. Punta naman tayo kay Year of the Piggy, proper hand washing, hugas ng kamay, lalo na ngayong tag-ulan. Green at 9. Paalala lang, ito po'y patnubay lamang. Ang tunay na swerte ay nagsisimula sa pagiging totoo. Abangan araw-araw ang horoscope of the day Dito lang po sa It's a Beautiful Day with me, Master Hans Kua.
Thank you so much, Master Hans Kua. I am so intrigued with your horoscope.
Nag-iintriga si Master Hans.
Kasi, there will be a confession that will touch your heart daw.
Baka
And then
may-
sabi niya, uy, cuddle weather.
It is cuddle weather because it's rainy weather. Pero ano kayang confession?
It's gonna end up in some cuddling. Ooh.
Baka may
Master Hans,
na-intriga
conservative ako.
sa
Wag
agenda.
naman.
Baka. Oh my goodness.
Oo, na-in-love sa Monique's on agenda.
Grabe naman. Na-in-love sa Tagalog ko.
Na-in-love sa Tagalog mo.
Grabe naman yun, Master Hans.
Grabe.
Intriga
You're
sa
bilingual
morning.
na kasi. Nag-level up ka na
Nag-level
daw.
up na ako.
Okay nga yun sa'yo, intriguing
Ano,
eh. Sa akin
half
about
step
health
ako.
na naman. It's always about health, my horoscope.
Oo nga, naaway ka pa ni Alan tungkol sa health mo.
Oo, kasu-kasuan ko raw sasakit.
Oh
And diet
my
pa
gosh.
more, girl. You have to eat rice kasi, remember? Doc Dax.
Oh, I ate rice yesterday. I had risotto.
Wow.
I had steak risotto.
Nakakainis yun, sorry. Sobrang
Rice
nakakainis
tapos
yun.
risotto. Ibang rice yun.
What do you mean? Rice, risotto is rice.
It is, but it's a different kind of rice. It's short-grained rice.
Sorry, hanggang mga 1 cup of rice lang muna ako. Ganon. Like,
I had
diba?
1 cup of steak risotto.
Wow.
Natawa yung prod natin, sorry, sa 1 cup of rice.
Ay, nako! Now, guys, is this the generation that crushed societal pressures on getting married? Data shows Filipinos are now settling down much later than their parents and their grandparents. Now, the question is, why? That conversation after the break on Love Hacks. It's a beautiful day. We'll be right back. Hello there, welcome back. You're still watching It's a Beautiful Day. The median age for getting married is 28 to 30 years old. That's according to the latest data from Philippine Statistics Authority. Now, why are more Filipinos opting to get married and have children at a later age compared to the previous decades? Let's talk about that on today's Love Hacks.
Love hacks, we got you. No need to be sad.
Our resident dating coach, V, is here with us again in the studio as we talk all about this. Hi, Coach V!
Hello, good morning, and welcome to Love Hack. So happy to be joining everybody
Yes,
on
welcome
this
to the
space.
chair.
Who finally feel so belong. Now, my loves, we have such an interesting topic.
Yes.
But I wanted to start with, did you guys know that men have biological clocks as well?
Yeah, I know that.
Diba? So can you
Yes.
talk to us a little bit about, kasi I was so surprised by this. Because usually on the internet, always saying, oh, women expires when they're over 35.
Right.
But did you know that men expires over 40 as well?
Well, I actually did not know that. So,
diba?
Anne, let's expound.
Changes in the body, hormonal changes, those don't happen just to women alone. Men also experience that, especially those. I have friends who have a hard time conceiving, and sometimes it's not the girl who's the problem. So the men discover that, meron na rin palang problem with them. So they experience that as well, the biological clock.
But I think it's harder for girls, though, right? Like it's easier
I think it's
for men
earlier for girls.
It's earlier
Yeah, it's
talaga,
earlier
30.
for women, and then men, it comes at a later age. But it does happen.
does happen.
Yes.
But you know what's so interesting, though? Like our generation, Pao Pao, right? Like our parents, we both agreed and we both confirmed this earlier before the show that our parents had us young.
Yeah.
19, 20-ish.
Yeah.
Mine too.
Your parents
Yeah.
had you young.
My mom,
But
yeah.
now, like I guess the Gen Alphas and Gen Zs, they're, I think, waiting. Some of them aren't even
Yeah.
getting married, having kids,
At all.
right? At
Yeah,
all.
yeah.
So I don't know where that shift
is happening.
Yeah,
what do you
know,
guys think?
I mean, I'm just looking at it, and I think that when you look at, kasi career is such a priority for the
Career-driven,
younger
yeah.
people.
That's true.
I mean, like studying really hard to get that good
Right.
job, and then after that,
That's
it goes into the next one, to the next one. When you say, when I mean the next one's at the next career step, career step. And there are a lot of women and a lot of men out there who prioritize yung achievement, financially speaking, compared to the whole familial thing.
Which is a smarter goal, right? Like you work towards, I guess.
We say that's a smarter goal,
Because of our
but that's our generation. That's our generation.
Well, yeah, that's just my opinion. But I also feel like back in the day, correct me if I'm wrong, the women were also just seen as homemakers. Whereas now,
that's true. That's
I
true.
guess from how many generations before us, they're now working. We have careers. So that's why women are now waiting to get married and having kids as well.
It's a generational thing.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it was totally different during the time of our parents, our grandparents. They had to marry early, and marrying was the ultimate goal,
right,
for women, right?
least, yes. At least especially for
Nung
the
time
boomers.
Na yun. Nung time na yun
Yes,
talaga.
yes, yes.
Parang kailangan, okay, tapos ka na mag-aral, so after that, you get married, and then you have children. That was the ultimate goal back then.
Absolutely.
Now it has totally changed. Yeah, people are more career-driven. That's so true,
Yeah.
right? And I think when you talk to some younger people, younger couples, they would say na, I don't want to get married kasi I've experienced parang a broken family. Diba?
Okay.
Yung parang they talk about their past experiences, their own family experiences, and so that, makes them reluctant to get into marriage
I agree.
as well. So may mga ganong factors.
Yeah, I agree with you, Anne, and maybe it helps for our listeners to differentiate what are the differences through generations. So
Yeah.
we're talking about boomers, we're talking about like looking at family and having children as the legacy. That is the core of like getting married, no? But a lot of people do not know that quest for career did not start with the millennials. It actually started with the Gen Y, the generation after the boomers. Ito yung lumaki sa tough love. So they started looking at nagiging pantay na yung need for family and then career. And then sumunod sa Gen Y is the millennials na ito na yung super very career-driven, and you see more women rising through the ranks. And then after the millennials, eto na yung Gen X, Gen Y. Ano bang pinaka
Gen Z.
Gen Z.
Gen Z.
Gen Alpha. Wala kang Gen Alpha.
They're coming.
So
pa,
the
bata
recent generation, sila yung parang they don't even know if they want to have children or not.
Yeah, that's true.
Diba?
Pero
Isn't it
coach,
amazing?
ito, according to the Commission of Population Development, ito from 1993, cohabitation was at 5% of those who prefer mga live-in setup cohabitation. Pero in 2022, 19% na.
Right.
I mean, like some people think that marriage is not necessary.
Absolutely.
Diba? I mean, like when you take a look at that type of relationship siguro, I mean, like can people compare that still to the whole marriage and the whole family, or is that in your experience working with some couples, especially younger ones, do you feel na yan talaga yung hanap nila, yung companionship rather than the partnership of marriage?
Yes. So I believe that as human beings, we want that companionship and partnership without the legal liability. But what we've seen is the driving force for cohabitation primarily is because of economic reason.
Yeah.
Mas tipid when you are sharing a rent with somebody else than paying for it alone. But also, they're thinking about mas expensive, especially with the Philippines, without divorce, to, pay through the process of paghihiwalay, then wag na muna tayo magpakasal.
Yeah.
Would you say this would being conservative before and now people are being more open-minded, this would have attributed to that jump from 5% to 19%?
Yes. Basically, this data, yung 5 to 19%, is just a side effect of the choices that, of course, the older generations were doing. So we become more aware, we become more careful, and with the millennials, meron na tayong mga gentle parenting, mental health. Before, wala namang ganyan eh.
Yeah, wala.
Wala masyado. So it's just it's an effect of more conscious choices, conscious family making, and conscious family, children raising.
Yeah, let's go into another piece of data here kasi apart from the preference of a live-in setup, the marriage count has also fallen throughout the years. Let's start off first in 2022, nasa 449,000 marriages dito sa Pilipinas. 2023, sharp decline to 414,000. And then, of course, 2024, 320,000.
Yeah, that's a big drop.
Literally
That's a lot.
more than
Yeah.
100,000
Yeah.
since 2022. I mean, there could be a lot of factors with it. When maybe the cost of the wedding is like, because we're talking a lot about financials, diba?
Right.
Yes.
Especially those who
Economic
prioritize yung finances. Pero when you take a look at that, is that bad for business actually na bumababa yung marriage costs, marriage count natin year per year? Or is it like everyone just has I guess, a new preference on what the ideal setup is?
Yeah. So if you ask me, like, is it bad for business? I think it's good for the workforce, because delaying marriage, you have more time to focus on career.
Yes.
But I think that it's gonna be bad in terms of, family raising, because if you have children out of marriage, not only the emotional toll, but also you have like legal yung mga
legal
records sa
implications
school.
also,
It's so
right? Yes, that's true.
complicated. So
It
good
is.
for business, but for children may not be good.
Do you
It's
see
outside
this
marriage.
continuing, Coach V? Because as we're looking, right, it's going down and
It's
down
going
and down.
down.
Do you see this going down even more in the future, or do you see it somehow changing?
So in the Philippines, unfortunately, I believe it's only gonna go down, because look at the trends in not only in Western countries, but also in other Asian countries. Japan, Korea, they are paying people to get married and have children.
Yes.
And now more than ever, the need for matchmakers like us is becoming more prominent, because they want people to get married, have families.
Yeah.
Like, how do you feel about that? Like, kayo, like, personally, is that something, like, do you feel like marriage is something that's gonna be helpful in the long run, or is it just part of the formalities?
I think if and when I actually get to the point of marriage, right? If I get paid to do it, sobrang bonus yun, okay? Sobrang bonus. But,
you want to get paid?
No, but I get paid to get married. Yan yung ginagawa sa Korea, sa Japan, like you mentioned.
Diba in some countries nga, they give you money when you have kids?
But
Yeah,
but
they do.
that's because the
Yes.
population's also dropping.
Yeah,
Like
yeah, it
the
is.
population in
You're right.
Japan and Korea in particular,
Yeah.
I think the examples given, we need to get more solid data on this, but then the population's getting older in general, right?
Yes.
Pero dito sa Pilipinas, the fertility rate's also falling. Back in 2017, the fertility rate was around 2.7%, 2022 at 1.9%. Now, I think we're a very long way from reversing yung sharp rise of population natin from year to year. But, I mean, like, this slowing things down, I don't think it's gonna bite us maybe in 5-10 years. I don't think it's gonna get
we
back
have a
at
lot
us.
of population
But
still.
it might be different sooner rather than later.
Yeah, agree. And
Oh my gosh.
Is it-
Because we're running out of time. Pero pwede talaga itong podcast. Oo.
That's so true.
But then, okay, Mo, let's look at this first. Do you feel that this generation thing that we have right now, our generation, sorry, Anne.
Sorry, Anne.
Kasal ka na eh.
And please with us also. Sorry.
I mean, like, do
The
you feel that this is going to continue on to Gen Alpha?
I feel like it
Yeah.
will continue on, because I also feel with like the new technologies, right, with like you can freeze your eggs and all that, women are opting to wait, right, because we have that option and we can have kids later if we plan for it. So I think that's the key word moving forward. If women plan to have kids later, they really have to, do all of that beforehand.
Yeah.
Like, you can't just be like, okay, I'll have kids at 40, and you don't plan ahead, because it's harder to do it
Because
then
you might
without
be able
that
to have
backup.
a kid later on in your life already
Right.
because
So,
of technology.
Because of technology. So that's another key player.
That's interesting. That's super
And
interesting.
I agree with you. Data even shows that children who are born to older parents are much smarter too. So it's not that bad to have children later on in life, as long as you can still have children.
I don't know how to feel about that. My parents had me when they were 19. Ang bata nila.
Don't worry, ako din. So
Oh
wala
my
tayo
God.
doon.
Surprise to the world.
I had my child, 33, 34.
Oh, so matalino yung anak
She
mo.
must be very intelligent.
We were at a disadvantage. Grace.
Yeah.
So how do you see the trend? We're the same.
Yeah.
We're like the same age. Still no kids. Single,
All right.
civilly.
But we gotta wrap things up there.
Yes.
Coach V, maraming salamat.
Thank
That was
you,
super
Coach
interesting.
V.
I love that. And hopefully we can have you again soon.
Okay, thank you, everybody.
All right, so that is it for us this Wednesday, July 9. I'm Paolo del Rosario. Thank you so much for joining us.
I'm Anne Asis-Carilo. Make today unforgettable by choosing joy and spreading love and kindness wherever you go.
And I'm Monique Tuzon. Stay safe and have a great Wednesday ahead. Join us again tomorrow at 7 a.m. to 8:30 a.m. only here on
It's a Beautiful Day!